Well,
Put it up a little closer to you.
the getting involved in drugs happened about 1970 when I really got down into it. I will tell you, some of you guys were stronger than me. I never touched heroin. It scared me to death. But otherwise, you name it, I did it. I spent from 70 till almost 73 high all day, every day. First thing in the morning, light up. Last thing at night, light up. I was high all the time. I was involved with trying to sell drugs. That didn't work very well. I say it this way, the Lord would not let me walk down that road. You see, even as I was involved with all of these things, I also had been raised in a Christian family. Dad was a deacon in the church. My mama was a Sunday school teacher all my life. And I had that influence pulling on me one way, but I had the desire to walk my own way, to do my own things. I didn't care who you were. I didn't care what you did. I didn't care what you were worth. If I didn't like you, I didn't like you. If you needed a poke in the nose, we were ready to do that. That's the guys that Carrie and I ran with. Guys that would beat the fog out of you just for the fun of it. And I came to a point where one night, actually one morning, my wife got up. The house we were living in, we had 13 people in the house besides she and I. And she found 2 hits of window pane acid on the shelf where the TV was. And that was down low enough that our toddler, Mary, about 1 year old at that time, could have got to it. And she looked at me and she said, "No more. Not in my house anymore." I said, okay. But I still was going my own way, doing my own thing. And I'm going to be honest with you, Carrie, I don't like to go back and relive all the stuff. It draws up regret and misery in my thought patterns. But I'll tell you this, what really got me was God took the one thing away from me that I've prided myself in most. And that was my will. I could do what I wanted to, when I wanted to, where I wanted to. And he put me in a federal prison where I had to do what they wanted to, when they wanted to, how they wanted to. And within a few weeks of being in that environment, I said, okay, God, if you can put me back together, if you can save my marriage, which was on the rocks at that point, had 2 children already. I said, if you can fix me, I'll go home. I'll be a godly husband. I'll be a godly father. I'll be a godly man, and I'll serve you. And I didn't realize at that time that serving him meant that I would end up preaching before I even got out of prison. I ended up going out of the prison several times on release to preach at local churches, to preach to youth groups. And I had one man, a guard in the prison, that said, yeah, you got that jailhouse religion.
Yep.
And I said, no. I said, it's not that. He said, oh, yeah, it is. He says, you'll go back to all the stuff you did, and we'll see you again. You're going to do time on the installment plan.
Yeah.
I said, no, sir, I'm not. And he happened to be the guard that let me out the day I was released. He says, I'll see you. I told him, I said, yeah, you will, but I'll go in the front door. You won't get to strip search me, and I'll come back out the front door, and you won't get to strip search me. He laughed. Well, I've been back to prison 3 times. Guess who's on the gate every time I go back to the prison? It's him.